We'll wait for some more time. Participants are joining.
Archana?
Yes, I'll start.
No, there is somebody sending in a chat that they are not able to use the mic or the video camera.
Yeah.
Send a reply
yeah.
to all.
I will finish.
Adjustments.
Ma'am, can you just message them, ma'am, that it is we're now going to have the breakout session.
Okay.
I think we should start.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome back for today's webinar series on, I quote, "You are the masterpiece of your life," I unquote. Yesterday, Mr. Lyndon Johnson gave a talk on cyber security in 5G world. He spoke on the evolution of technology and how it affects our security system. Today, I extend my warm welcome to our guest speaker, Mrs. Vasanthi Ranganathan, who will talk on the topic, "Life is Beautiful, Count Your Time." It is a turn to know and realize the importance of time. The bad news is the time flies, and the good news is you are the pilot. Thank you. Now, I request our Dean, Dr. W.M.S. Johnson, to say a few words.
Respected invited speaker of the day, Dr. Vasanthi Ranganathan, head of the HR department of Sri Balaji Medical College, Mrs. Vinodini, coordinator of IQAC, Dr. Archana, fraternity in Sri Balaji Medical College and other colleges, dear students. Gives me great pleasure to be here this day with a webinar series day 2, where Dr. Vasanthi Ranganathan is going to enlighten us about the importance of the time management, how our life can be blessed by making use of time in a proper way. My association with Dr. Vasanthi Ranganathan goes for more than 3 decades, and I have attended her HR sessions way back in 90s when I was a medical officer in a sugar factory. Madam is a very dynamic person, and I'm sure all the young minds will be ignited today and be benefited. I congratulate once again the team IQAC and HR for arranging this webinar series. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Ms. Vinita to introduce the speaker.
Good afternoon all. I am glad to introduce our speaker, Ms. Vasanthi Ranganathan, is a management and an education consultant, resource head in Lakeview Learning and Development Center, Chembrambaka. She holds a PG degree in English and teaching from India. He is a master trainer and an examiner from University of Cambridge, UK, from 1992 to 2018, and holds a management degree from UConn and doctoral work in counseling and guidance from University of Hawaii. and the EWC awardee. He has set up a consultancy named Flicker to Flare Consultant in 1992 and introducing the first Abacus program in India in 1998. He has well traveled and worked in Pan India and few other countries. Miss Vasanthi Ranganathan is happily married, great mother, loving grandmother, and also a great grandmother. Over to you, ma'am, to handle the session, please.
Ma'am, Vasanthi ma'am. Ma'am, can you see the slides? I've shared the slides. I think looks like ma'am is having some network issues. Please hold on.
Shall I call the Rasna?
Yes, 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 sir.
Archana, she got disconnected. She is trying to reconnect. Ma. Priyanka.
Yes, sir.
Archana, we'll just wait for a few minutes. I will see whether madam is able to rejoin.
She has rejoined.
She has rejoined. Yes. Ma'am, here I see you.
I have. Thank you. I'm here.
Ma'am, shall I share the screen? Or you want?
No, let me start off and then you can share, ma.
Okay, okay, ma'am.
Can we start?
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Please go ahead, ma'am.
Sir?
Please go ahead, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Oh, I can go ahead. Okay, now you can share the screen. The title of the, hi, good morning to all of you doctors here. It's a beautiful time to be with you because there is so much demand on your time. And the demand is not just as a professional. And today, I hope we will be able to look at the demands on your time in 4 different ways. No, go back to the first slide, please.
It's on the first slide.
The demand, I think, for every individual, the demand is on 4 aspects. 1, personal life. I need to do, and whenever you talk to somebody about personal life, they'll say, my wife, my husband, or something like that. It has nothing to do with wife, husband, mother, nobody. It has to do with you, the individual. What you eat, what you like, how much you sleep, what are your interests, when do you get offended, how good you feel. And then there is another aspect, the social aspect. you're a neighbor. When you're driving across on the road, you have fellow drivers and fellow vehicles. You have people who sit with you in the aircraft or in the train, whatever, and that is society. So you have a role there. And then the role, another very important role, the only role where money comes in, or where you're respected for your profession. Because if you tell somebody, my stomach is paining, somebody else also can tell you, oh, my stomach is also paining. Because as an individual, there is no variation between a doctor or an engineer. When I tell my son, I'm your mother, he'll say, okay, ma, Kuppama is also mother to Raju, and Kuppama is a better mother than you are. Comparisons are many when you look at family roles, and also in society, you are looked at as an individual, as a human being or as a person. But in your profession, you are respected for your skills. And I think the first many years of your life, which is actually equal to time, you spend time gearing yourself for the profession and spend many, many hours in your profession. Also, profession is the only place where you have some money coming in. I can't go tell my son, I'm a great mother, give me salary. But at the hospital, I can say, I'm a great doctor, give me salary. So even though there are 4 aspects, professional life seems to have a better edge on these 2 aspects, that you are respected for your skills, and also you make money to ensure that all the other 3 aspects of your life are good. However, you would have read many, many messages, and sometimes you also would have felt guilty about not performing your role as an individual, taking care of yourself, or as a family member, taking care of your best half, or as a societal person, just visiting and getting to know the neighborhood. So today, let us, in the given time, explore how we can live to some extent a very satisfying life in all the 4 roles that we take on in our life. So keep the four roles in mind. And these 2 words, compass or clock. Compass gives us a sense of direction. It has to do with your, what should I say, your goal. What is it that I want to achieve as a mother, as a neighbor, as an individual? I want to keep healthy. That's a very personal goal. I want to ensure that I go for the graduation of my son. That's a family goal. I want to ensure that I go to my housing complex homes and share the Dasara moments. That's a societal input. I want to perform well in my profession, and that's my work. So whatever goals that you put up for yourself, or I don't know how many of you write goals in all the 4 aspects. I have not seen many people write goals in 4 different ways. I would suggest that you do. When you write your goals, the compass should give you the direction in which you should spend your time. Very often, I tell myself, this is my goal, and I put all my time somewhere else. And then there is such a bad mismatch between what you want to get to and how you spend your time. Can we go to the next slide? Look at that. What are the words? Now I suggest that you put a lot of your thoughts in the chat box. I will be looking at it as well. You start today, and by the time it is already sleeping time, 10 o'clock maybe, 9:30 maybe, and then you say, wow, time flies. That means you were pretty much engaged. I'm not sure whether you were engaged fruitfully, you were engaged meaningfully, but the fact is you were engaged. The person who is not very well engaged will say, oh, you're boring. Oh God, time just hangs and it's so boring. And it depends on how you engage yourself if you need to understand the value of time. And then sometime you tell yourself, I have to visit my dad, and then you say no time, and then dad is gone, and that's it. Or you have to take a minute to call up a patient who really did a developmental intervention with you. You remember all your remedial interventions because they are about to die and you save them and you remember. Do you remember all your developmental intervention? How somebody listened and they are keeping quite healthy and checking up with them. Are you sure you are fine and things like that? So how do you engage and how do you feel that time is used or utilized much more? I hardly have time to sleep, or when I lie down, I'm not able to sleep. People think doctors don't have diseases. I think every individual will have, except maybe the doctors know how to manage it better in terms of medication. I'm still not sure you're able to manage your mental health or your physical health in developmental kinds of ways like exercise, food, sleep, and so on. So think about it. And we'll go to the next slide. I hope you're putting things down so that you can use it later. If I see it in the chat box, then that will help. I really wanted you all to go into breakout rooms. I'm afraid it's not going to be possible. So let's try and discuss time. What is your understanding of time? I'll give you a few examples. My understanding of time is equal to life. You go to a Christian cremation yard, you will see stones and you will see a name and you will see 2 dates, from and to. That is equal to time. Your entire life is equal to time. You think million times before you spend 1 rupee. You hardly think before you waste time or use time or whatever. I will not say listening to music is a waste of time, but just dwindling your fingers and trying to figure out certain things, or I mean, just not being aware that time is very, very valuable is a big mistake. It's a very, very big mistake. Time also has astrological prepositions. In India, we have this Raugalam, Yamagandam, and all those kinds of things. Good time, a bad time, and whatever. You'll be surprised that Charles Dickens, when he opened his novel, okay, he said, times are good and times are bad. It's not just India. World over, this concept of good time, bad time exists. How do we decide? Medication, morning, afternoon, evening, all that has to do with time. How do we decide surgery, warfare? It has to do with time. So I want you to think of the word appropriate time. I go tell my mother something. Amma, I want this. Then mom tells me, I tell daddy when time is appropriate. Or we want to break out some good news or bad news and that person has a heart problem. Good or bad doesn't matter. We just want that person to be alive. So we think of an appropriate time to do this. And then there is a word called timely. When a patient is brought into the hospital, we say, Thank God. Had you come 2 seconds later, that's it. We could have done nothing. So timely help. You can do any number of things many times, but are you doing things in a timely manner to your patients, to your teammates, to your family, to your neighbors? How are you? You come back after a long time. Is all well? Half a second. That creates a lot of good relationships. So appropriate time, timely, time is equal to life. Time is like a horoscope. Good time, bad time. And whenever things can go wrong, or whenever things go wrong, we say, oh, it all started at the wrong time. And that is why the whole thing is going for a toss. So time appears to be a very, very important component in life. What is productive use of time? If I spend about 15 minutes decorating myself, putting on my best clothes, when I feel very bad, the first thing I do is have a good bath, put on my best clothes and take a walk. That half an hour is great because the outcome is I feel joyous. If I take time off and listen to some music or read a book or take a walk or spend time with my child, grandchild, or somebody, it is good for my personality. It's good for my heart. It's good for my feeling good factor. And another thing is with so many changes happening all the time, as professionals in any field, we have to keep ourselves updated. Okay, in whatever field we are. Okay, depending on the resources available, depending on the change in the population. How I dealt with a student 50 years ago is not the way I will deal with a student now. Similarly, also the patient. They are much more informed. I would not say well informed because they Google and arrive at some kind of a disease, some kind of a medication. They can also evaluate you as a professional and your hospital as an institution just by Googling information. They have access to a lot of information. They spend time understanding and making a choice. They somehow know a little bit more about whatever it is they are doing. And sometimes their questions are, my God, very irritating because you're trying to do a professional job and you're getting all sorts of funny kinds of questions. So keep yourself updated. Understand something about your patient. I know that you will be looking over the files, understanding the data. And very often, I find that I go to a hospital, have a series of tests done. I take that paper and go to another doctor, and that doctor doesn't believe the results are good enough or right. Imagine I come to your hospital and you do a lot of tests and I take it and they call you unprofessional. Very sad. I think as medical fraternity, maybe you will have some better understanding of the diagnostic processes that you go through and understanding of the diagnostic processes, more because you can keep in mind how much the end user, your patient and their family knows. And people come with degrees from all sorts of countries and they have better ideas and better thoughts. And today with the pandemic coming in, a lot of the alternate medicines, herbal medicines are in place. And maybe that's important to keep in mind as well. So use your time productively, not only between the 4 aspects, but keep yourself healthy mentally, physically, and updated. Now, what are the areas of focus for your working hours? Do I want to think about family doing my work? Do I want to think about work while I'm at home? I'm not sure either way is the right way to do it. It's like, you put on a particular dress, your mask and your whatever medical outfits and come into a hospital. When you go home, you change into a lungi or looser garments. It's like that. You just take off certain things and put on certain things in your different role. Find some time just for yourself and find time for your society. If you live in a big complex and you don't know who your neighbor is, very, very sad. Never mind, even if you're the busiest doctor in the world. The busiest professional will always find time for all the 4 aspects of life. Now, I want you to, again, I'm sorry we are not able to go into breakout rooms. We try and use time for a task which is very urgent and very important. Particularly in a hospital, you will have something called emergency. Everybody is running up and down in an emergency place. Okay, so that particular category probably will take on things like the most urgent and the most important. But in all the rest of the places, you can try and look at what is most urgent but not so important. That'll get anyway done because somebody will sit on your head and get it done. And then you can think of not very urgent but important. Maybe something in your head and heart will tell you, okay, do something, and you'll still get it done. Are you all listening? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, very much, very much.
Okay, right. And
At least I am listening.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
Yes, ma'am, we are listening.
Yes, ma'am. And also in the chat box, there are messages, ma'am. We are listening.
Okay, let me look at it. Wow, now I'm happy. Thank you. Just to make sure that you take back a lot of this learning because as I indicated, time is equal to life. Some of us are blessed with, like me, 70 years. Some of the people like Bharadiyar and all, 35 years just gone. And every moment of my life I cherish and I enjoy because time is exactly equal to life. Not only that, when they ask you, how many years of experience do you have? How many days of internship did you do? Or how many days were you hospitalized? Or how long should I take the medication? Everything in life seems to do with some kind of a time. Okay. Now, so most urgent, most important, anyway will get done. Nobody will allow you from not doing it. Most urgent, not so important, anyway will get done because nobody will allow you to sit down. And very important, not so urgent, you will get it done because it will be in your head, hopefully. But all the time, what I am worried about is that which is not very urgent and not very important. As professional, it is extremely important that you pay attention and give time to tasks which are not very important and very urgent. You know why? Because suddenly you will find that one day in the morning, it becomes so very important that you would have lost track, and probably that would have damaged a lot of things about you and your life. So my dear doctors and administrators, I suggest that you should make it a point to make a list of things which are not very urgent and not very important. That is the neglected lot. Okay. And whenever you are attempting to do some work, ensure that you pay attention and get some of these things done on a daily basis. Otherwise, one day you will find that there is no time. That is why we keep preparing the bucket list. And my bucket list goes on and on and on and on. And I really think I need 50 years more in order to complete my bucket list. The living and love of living actually give you a whole lot of energy, and you must be able to live and love living. Now, think of hobbies that interest you. How much time do you spend on your hobbies? Maybe a terrace garden, maybe a little bit of walking, maybe being with an unlettered gardener who knows nothing about the fact that you are a medical doctor, nothing at all, so that your head also is relieved of some of those kinds of aspects, because I don't want everybody to look at me as a consultant. I want somebody to just look at me as an individual, as a person. Talk to me about maybe the movie song that I like. Chinna Chinna Asai is something I really love, because I think it's just one little small thing that will make me very, very happy. So when you understand time, try and figure out how much time you can give to all the 4 aspects of life, and live every minute of your day trying to ensure that you are happy and people along with you, professionally, your teammates, your hospital, personally, you yourself, so that you don't spend time talking about headaches and stomach aches or whatever, or getting fatter or not eating on time and so on and so forth. Can we go to the next slide?
This is for the breakout session, so shall we schedule?
So please, I asked you to remove 4 to
Yes,
9.
ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
Clock.
Now let's look at this slide. Life is all about time. How many of you are carrying a pencil and a paper? If you are carrying a pencil and a paper, I'm going to give you 1 minute and I want you to write down your name. Kala is a short name, K-A-L-A. Vasanthi is a little longer name. I'm not saying adding Ranganathan, because Ranganathan is my husband. Vasanthi is me. I'm not adding Dr. Vasanthi, because doctor is an acquired something. So Vinodini is a little more longer. Okay, so you have to write your name. Why? Because everybody has a different goal. My goal need not be your goal. Okay, my skill sets need not be yours. My perceptions of things need not be yours. When we work together, we just agree to live with some disagreements, but agree on working with one conclusion. Why? Because we can't spend time just hating each other, fighting each other, and proving that I am wrong, you are wrong kind of thing. There are plenty of other things to do. Therefore, you'll have to write only your name. And I'm going to suggest that you keep time of 1 minute and you write, no, go back to the previous slide. Yeah, you have to write your name for 1 minute. 15 times is the rule. Okay, I'm going to start time now. And I'm going to say stop, at which time you'll have to stop writing and write down how many times you wrote your name. Let me repeat the instruction again. I'm going to say start, and then you will start writing your name, one below the other. And when I say stop, you will stop writing. Your goal is to write 15 times. And the time given to you to write it is just a minute. Okay. So please, now you can start writing your name. Start now. All right, 15 times is your goal. All right, start. 15 times is your goal. Write your name. Don't write color because it has got only 4 alphabets. Please stop. Stop writing. I want at least some of you to tell me, put in the chat box quickly, how many times you wrote. Have you written more than 15 or have you written less than 15? Okay. 15, okay. Come on, come on. 25. 9 times, okay. 15. 14, all right. 10. All right. Okay. Now I have, wow, 22. 70. I have a question to ask the people who wrote more than 15. Your goal was 15, but you have written more than 15. Why? Put your responses in the chat box, please. All those of you who wrote more than 15, why did you write more than 15? Come on, come on, come on. I thought you had 1 minute to write and you just wanted to use the time. Very good, very good, very good. Anybody else? Speed over goal. I had time, but I stopped at 15. There you are. Perfect, perfect. Lena, you know what? Some of us say, I have to study, 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 and pass. You pass and then you stop studying because your goal is achieved. And you have so much more time in life, but you don't study. I have to build a house, I have to build a house. You work very hard, build a house. That's all. You stop. Whenever you stop after achieving a goal, I think we are wasting life. When we have time, just find something more to do. Or just find, just keep doing what you have been doing all your life. Because doing things that we have been doing all our life is about expertise. Why am I a big cardiologist? Because I have seen 1,251 patients. Is it wrong if I saw another 10 more patients? Not at all. Why am I an expert? Because I know how to fix that one little hole in that one little place. Maybe for me, I'm doing the same thing every day, like getting up and looking at my face. At least my face keeps changing. I grow older, but the kind of surgery that I've been doing literally is the same, like delivery maybe. But I'm a great expert. I have acquired unconscious competence. So when you achieve a goal, just reset your goals or keep doing the same thing and go on. How about some of you who have written less than 15? You know what? Some of us have big dreams of life. Okay? I want to do so much in life, but I don't get up in the morning. I'm just gone. I don't know heaven or hell, but I'm gone. Okay? Many of us get up in the morning, but we can't go to bed in the night because we are gone during the day. Maybe an accident, maybe a heart attack, maybe cancer, maybe delivery, maybe somebody killed me, my neighbor killed me. Today everybody is killing everybody else. Okay? Or the gas stove just, I didn't close it properly, it lit off and I died. Or I committed suicide. So some of us are not able to do many things that we set up as a goal. I always tell myself, if I like pakoda and I want to eat pakoda, I don't say I will eat pakoda tomorrow. I'll go to the shop, buy pakoda and eat now. If I want to fight with my husband, I will fight now. Tomorrow, I don't know whether he'll be alive or I'll be alive. Better fight now. See, if I don't eat pakoda, you know what happens? They will put my photograph there, put one garland and buy about 5 kilos of pakoda. I cannot eat even one. They will eat everything. If I want to have, let us say, go out and visit a friend, I will do it today. Because I'm not very sure whether I have my tomorrow. Time is like that. Some of you wrote 9, 14 and all that. Our goals are different. Our goals are varied. I will do it when I retire. I keep telling my children, I will do this when I retire. So immediately my daughter will ask, Amma, when are you going to retire? I really don't know because there are so many things to do. But when I retire, but I keep doing things that I want to do now itself. And I find time. People who want to do will always find time. They are not going to wait for something to happen. Can we look at the slide? Can you all agree with me? Yeah?
Yes,
Just
ma'am.
keep doing things. Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Just keep doing different things in all the 4 aspects of your life. Okay. And don't put aside anything, like doing it tomorrow. Okay. Like insurance, health checkup, eating food, or visiting somebody or something like that. Okay. Arjun, you should write down why partially, because I would like to understand your perspective and see whether I can benefit. Can we see the slide? Yeah. See, I have put living is being alive or just living. Living is that kind of a breath that God gives you. You breathe in and you breathe out. And that is not an automatic thing. That is, I don't know, if you are spiritual, it's a God-given thing. You can put somebody in the ventilator and all that, but I'm not sure that that's so important. But being alive is the ability to smile, to get angry, to cry, to laugh, to eat, to enjoy, to skip, to dance, to comb your hair, buy the best sari and wear it, or touch and feel, look at a rose and smile, all that. Enjoy achievements. Enjoy failures. If you don't learn how to enjoy a failure, you will never try anything. You will never, ever try anything. Every day I try new recipes. Some of them come out well and I enjoy eating it. Some of them don't come out so well. Never mind. Next time I will do better. Enjoy fear. You must have some fear. You must be afraid Today, with the regulations being opened up, people are crowding all over the place. They don't fear this contagious something, infectious something. Whatever has come today is worldwide. Earlier, measles was an infectious disease. We were able to control it. Polio is not an infectious disease. So that was okay. So whenever we saw infectious diseases, like measles and smallpox, and our own culture had different ways of saying, don't enter the house. We will put neem leaves in front of the house. We will have the place spread with turmeric. We have been through all these infectious diseases, but today people don't fear. I don't know why you need, policemen to tell you that you'll have to wear a mask. If you don't wear a mask, you will die. Great, go away. Good riddance of bad rubbish. But unfortunately, because of you, others are also dying. Be a little bit more considerate. Enjoy beauty. Keep your room clean. Keep your stuff clean. Keep your books clean. Keep your table clean. Keep everything around you clean. And that is the first step to beauty. Take pleasure. Touch and feel. Being sensitive. Being understanding. Sharing a joke. Laughing. Enjoy food. Enjoy pets if you like to. Next slide. Next slide, please. Yeah. But when you enjoy, keep the compass in mind. Is your spending of time taking you in the direction in which you should go to be able to reach your goal? It is not necessary to stick with the same goal. I'll give you two examples. I want to go, let's say, to Bangalore. But I board a bus that goes to, let's say, Madurai. Okay, I just don't think, because many of us in our life are doing exactly this. We want to go to Bangalore, but we get into a bus which goes to Madurai. I don't know how that Madurai bus will go to Bangalore. You have two choices. You can sit all your life and tell yourself, oh, I wanted to go to Bangalore, but I have ended up coming to Madurai, and crib all your life. It's not going to help you. Okay. Either you can say, okay, I'm going to turn back and make a trip to Bangalore, or you can say, now that I'm in Madurai, let me enjoy Madurai. That is why compass is very important. For example, maybe I'll fall in love with, let us say, Bhaskar. Now, Bhaskar does not fall in love with me. I'm not going to die. And I'm not going to spend the rest of my life cribbing about Bhaskar. I will find a Venugopal and fall in love with him. The other alternatives are also there. If Bhaskar dies, I'm not going to die with him, because God has given me life. I'm going to live. I'm an individual, and that's my personal life. So in terms of the compass, you must decide whether you are going to board a bus that will take you to Bangalore, if Bangalore is your goal, or if you have already boarded a bus to Madurai, are you going to spend the rest of your life cribbing about taking the wrong bus? Many of us crib, and waste the rest of the time that we have in our lives. These old stories don't matter at all. Next slide. Compass is all about direction. Let's talk about direction. One of you in the chat box had asked, what are these 4 aspects of life? Personal life, health, financial health, physical health, psychological health, mental health, whatever. every health. Okay. If I want to walk, I must have my own legs to walk. If I want to eat, I must have my teeth. Okay. I must have food. All that is personal life. Family is husband, wife, children, extended family, everybody. Social life, the man in the street, my neighbor, the community in which I live in. Because if I don't have a good community to live in and I walk in the road, somebody will come and snatch my gold chain or whatever chain. Will take off my cell phone or will just grab me and take me or whatever. And then the fourth one is the professional life. And professional life is where you have your peculiar skill sets and you are able to make money. In all the rest, you're like, Vasanthi is the same as Johnson. Vasanthi is the same as Vinodini. Vasanthi is the same as Uttama. Nobody is any different. But in professions, we are different. And in all our four aspects, we must have a sense of direction. And that is what Compass helps us with. Next slide. There it is. Okay. In all these four aspects, set yourself goal and try and see whether you're going in the right direction, reorganize your goals. And, in all these four aspects, your spend of time must be satisfying, not only for yourself, but all others around you in that particular way of life or particular aspect of life. Next slide. Our struggle to put first things first can be characterized between the powerful tools that direct us. What we plan to do. Okay, what are the kinds of tasks involved? How much can I delegate? Because there are some people who will never delegate anything. I have seen an accountant who was promoted as manager, but he doesn't know how to be a manager. He will always be doing the accountant's role. Some of you doctors, when you are moving on, you should get your teammates, your apprentice doctors or your student doctors to learn everything you know. What is the legacy you will leave behind? Today, I have created, very proudly I can say, I have created at least 10,000 Vasanthi Ranganathans who can do things exactly the same as I can do or better than I can do. And that is my legacy to the world. I can never be forgotten because in each one of these individuals is a little me. And they know how to transfer that skill. So my dear doctors, your profession is a beautiful profession because it keeps together the physical body together and hopefully a lot of the mental strength also together. And that is the legacy that you want to leave behind, not only in your hospital, but in your family and in the society. Next slide. The clock represents our commitments, appointments, schedules, goals, activities, what we do with our time, and how we manage our time. They'll always say, give the job to the busiest person and they'll get it done. Next slide. The compass represents our vision. All the work that you do must have scalability and sustainability. Keep these two words in mind. Scalability. If I'm dealing with 10 patients, how can we deal with 100 patients? I'm not saying 100 people should fall sick. I'm saying developmental aspects are also there. They should fall in line with our values, ethics, because we are professionals. Our principles, the mission of the organization to which I belong. Most importantly, my conscience. Not our conscience, my conscience. Because when I say our conscience, I don't want to be taken over by anybody else. Direction, what we feel is important to do at this point in time. And how we lead our lives, Next slide. The struggles come when we sense that there is a disparity between the clock and the compass. Many of us don't even know there is a gap. That's a pity. That is why we start regretting how we have lived our life. Start working now on all the 4 aspects of your life. Do you know what is the gap? I keep thinking, and very often I also do not know. I continue to keep thinking. Today is a lesson not just for you, but for me as well. Next slide. For some of us, the pain of the gap, we can't seem to walk our talk. We say a lot of things, but do nothing. We feel trapped and controlled by others and situations. We are always responding to crisis, most urgent, most important. You know why? Because you're not paying attention to the least important and not so urgent. We are constantly caught up in the things, putting out fires and never doing developmental things. We feel as though our lives are being such a stressful, whatever. Next one. Think about handling stress, frustrations, people, and plan. How do I plan? All about your personal life. We say in Tamil, you must be there. Your professional expertise must be there. That's important. Next one. Stop the clock now. Think it over. Spend time trying to sort out things. This time that you allot for planning is going to come and help you in a very, very big way for your future. Next one. New opportunities are emerging. You have to start tapping local resources because of the changing situation. Public health domains are opening up in a very big way. The role of the caregiver, maybe the unlettered person, is also coming in a very, very big manner. There are virtual learning opportunities, virtual working opportunities, telemedicine, things that we have not seen in my days when I just started my professional life. Wake up and do things that is possible in the best manner. Next one. Many of us feel disoriented. We have no real sense of what things are. We just move from one activity to another and feel life is mechanical. Once in a while, why we wonder, what is the meaning of our being, doing, and all that? This moment passes swiftly and the thought process is lost. So please stop now and think and reorganize. Next one. I think we'll skip this. Next one. Define success for self. It has nothing to do with getting approval from anybody else. Even as a professional, do your best in the right way. Keep learning because so many things keep changing. Next one. Next one. I should say thank you. It's already 1:01. Sorry. Okay. Just listen. And I'm sorry we started a little late. So, yeah. Thank you so much. I'm sorry about the overrun.
Thank you, ma'am. Anyone any questions? You can post it in the chat box.
I would be happy if everyone wrote one line of takeaway that you will practice. If not now, just send it to Dr. Johnson or Vinodini so it will get to me. That will help me understand that, okay, something really happened. How to balance work and life. Yeah, yeah. In both aspects, you should learn how to delegate and do succession planning. And with a lot of automation, we have only learned how to sit in one place and not stretch our hands to go and switch off the TV. I think some of the automation should be able to give you a little bit more time for things that you have to actually do. Thank you. Takeaways are very important. Please write down a few things and send it across if you can, but keep looking at it and rethinking, and you will do fabulously well.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for this very inspirational talk on how we balance our time among the 4 aspects of life: personal, family, professional, and social life. Thank you, ma'am. Johnson, sir, you have anything to tell?
Ma'am, once again, thank you so very much for taking pains to do this guest lecture for us. We look forward to having you in person after the COVID situation goes off. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.